I never imagined that a single sentence could shake the foundation of everything I believed in. But that morning, I held my wife's trembling hands and she said it. Wasim, I've been hiding something from you for 37 years. For a moment the world shrank. My coffee mug slipped from my fingers, shattering on the tile. I wanted to laugh, to cry, to scream, all at once. My mind raced, grasping at decades of memories, trying to find the moment when I should have known. 37 years? I whispered, my voice barely audible. What are you talking about? She avoided my eyes, her fingers twisting nervously. I can't keep it a secret anymore. I've loved someone else. Long ago, before we met. And some of it never really went away. I laughed then, not from humor but from disbelief. I wanted to believe it was a joke, some cruel way to ruin a quiet morning. But the weight in her eyes told me otherwise. The weeks before that confession had been filled with small things I had dismissed. The hidden texts on her phone she claimed were work messages. The sudden errands at odd hours. The way she sometimes seemed distant in moments that used to be intimate. I told myself I was imagining it, that years of shared life bred paranoia. Maybe it was just stress. Maybe I was overthinking. Yet, the unease had been gnawing at me. Little flashes, her laughter at a message she quickly hid. The smell of perfume that wasn't mine. The way she sometimes stiffened when I asked her something ordinary. All of it formed a puzzle I hadn't wanted to see. After her confession, I replayed every memory. The vacations where she lingered on her phone. The nights she insisted on working late without reason. The times I thought I was being silly for feeling left out. Each recollection now had a new sharp edge. I could feel the betrayal in my bones. I tried to respond, to ask the questions that burned inside me. Why now? After all this time? Her tears fell freely. Because I can't live a lie anymore. I need you to know. I need to be honest. Even if it hurts you. For days we barely spoke. I moved through the house like a ghost, haunted by fragments of our life together. I questioned myself constantly. Had I missed signs, ignored whispers of truth? I remembered our wedding day, our first home, the children we raised together. Could love really coexist with this kind of betrayal? Then came the turning point. She handed me a box, worn and fragile. Inside were letters, carefully preserved, written to someone else long ago. Her handwriting, the way she described moments I had thought were ours alone. The confessions she had never sent. They made my chest tighten until I could barely breathe. I stared at her, fury and heartbreak warring in my eyes. You lived a double life, I said, voice trembling. All this time. You were thinking of someone else? Her face crumpled. I wasn't acting on it. It was memories, what could have been. I never cheated on you, not physically. But yes, emotionally it was there, buried. I've carried it every day. The honesty stung, but it also opened a door. We talked for hours, not shouting, not blaming, but laying bare our souls. She spoke of guilt, of fear, of the shame of carrying a secret so long. I spoke of hurt, of anger, of the betrayal that no one can ever fully erase. Over the next weeks, I found myself grappling with conflicting emotions. I loved her still. That was undeniable. But love alone could not erase the ache, the memory of hidden letters, of the shadow of someone else looming over decades of life together. Finally, one evening, I sat in our living room, her hand resting on mine. I realized that trust, once broken, cannot simply be patched. Forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. And love, though resilient, must coexist with self-respect. I need time, I said softly. I need to rebuild myself. And maybe someday we can rebuild together. Her eyes filled with tears, but she nodded, understanding without needing to argue. She had released her secret, and in doing so she had given me the choice, to forgive, to leave, or to slowly find a path forward. That night, I walked into the kitchen and looked at the worn box of letters again. I felt anger, yes, but also clarity. The world hadn't ended. I hadn't ended. I was still here, still standing, still capable of reclaiming my life, one careful step at a time. Secrets, I realized, have a weight that crushes quietly until released. Betrayal leaves scars, but it also reveals the strength you never knew you had. After 37 years of silence, after a confession that could have shattered everything, I found something I hadn't expected. A quiet, stubborn resilience. And as I looked at her, at the woman I had loved for decades, I understood that life doesn't always follow the stories we imagine. Sometimes it gives us heartbreak, but it also gives us the chance to rebuild honestly, fiercely, and with a new understanding of who we are.